at all. It is not the way. It's not going to be as rosy that you dream it, even when you are still single, talk less of when you now finally get married. I'm not saying bad, I'm saying bad. But one thing we need to do is that there is no perfect life, but we can fill in, those little discrepancies and bring them to be perfection. They look like flaws, they look like things you cannot get out of, but you can bring it to perfection. So no matter how life presents itself, we want to live and live the best of what we have and what God has presented, or what destiny has presented us to have. But we need to put in our own effort to perfect it. And that's why you have a program like this on Galaxy Television. The program is Family and Values. And so, as much as we try to become a family, to grow from being single to be married, having to become one, living in unity, in love, in peace, we are here to put ourselves on check, to know how well we're doing it. How are we putting it together? Are we perfect with it? Or are we still having one or two issues? No one is perfect. Remember that. You will definitely get over it. My name is Olori Adedoke Adobi David, and the program, like I said, is Family and Values. It's another beautiful morning. My friends call me Olori AJ. I want us to have enough time this morning, so I'm not going to put so much pressure on you, but I want to believe you had a beautiful night rest. And if you did not, please, it's time for you to wake up either way and go and also. But if you are on night duty, you still have time to rest. If you're on afternoon duty, you still have time to rest. So irrespective of wherever you're watching us from all over the world, wish you the very best of the 29th day in the month of January 2025. You're welcome. It's a Wednesday. It's midweek. And I'm not alone, because I have a darling sister sitting right here next to me. Ebony is here. The one that always go to crush on all your items in your house. She here. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning.
I hope you're not taking anything from me this morning. But I'm here to get my earring.
It's your frame, I love, but
you can't steal this one.
So I've left
you
it
can't
for
steal this
you.
one.
Good morning to you. Good morning to our esteemed viewers. I want you to understand that your abundance is not measured by what you have, but by what you share, what you create and share around. Always remember that it's going to be another wonderful show, and please remember we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Download the Galaxy mobile app so that you can watch us on the go. In midweek Wednesday, everybody is calming down. The tension is a bit calm. The traffic, the roads are free this morning. So take your time, get to work and get started, get busy. I am Princess Joy Ayo Abu. Just like Olori has said, today is serious business on the show. Welcome to the show and enjoy the show.
Okay, as we welcome you to the show, and as we want you to enjoy the show, we wish you all the very best as men that are celebrating today. Joy, do you have any celebrants? Okay, so for many who are viewers, are lovers, fans of Galaxy Television, especially Family and Values, you can always send your birthday wishes and celebration of all kinds of anniversaries. You can send them to the number 08023036856. Keep us notified, and we'll surely do it much more than you can ever imagine. So that's why we're here. It's all about family. Remember to just tell your husband, darling, you are the best thing that I have, the best thing I've ever come across in this world. It goes a long way. It can increase your life. It can increase your allowance. I tell you, it doesn't have to be birthdays. Sometimes we just need to say certain words to remind ourselves of the good memories we share, or we're still sharing. Forget, even if that person is your ex, just start pouring blessings. Except if he has done so much bad that you don't want to forgive. We love you. And on that note, as you welcome, we want to go for our mini feature. And we'll be right back with our topic and a beautiful dozen leap. Angel right here with us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Tolerance in marriage. Tolerance is an imperative factor in marriage. It is a tool that helps you deal with your differences and collisions. Tolerance involves respect, patience, acceptance, and appreciation. Tolerance in marriage is the secret to many marriages that are surviving and moving into place today. The marriages that broken apart most have been hinged on irreconcilable differences, meaning the couples are unable to accept their differences and adjust your expectations. Try positive thinking. Don't think in black and white. Stop judging yourself. Focus on the here and now. Step into their shoes. Focus on yourself. Tolerance promotes individualism and expression of personal interest and belief. The personal autonomy that comes with tolerance and the freedom of expression causes individuals' happiness to increase in societies that are tolerant. Tolerance is best explained by examples.
Okay, welcome back. It's still Family and Values. You're very much welcome if you're just tuning in. Today we're looking at tolerance in marriage. As you know, our Wednesday is for the fully married. When I mean the fully, those who are still in that engagement, in that institution, who are still very much enjoying it and loving it. And those who are preparing to also, it's another opportunity for you to learn one or two things. Yes, that's it. So this morning we're looking at tolerance in marriage, and our guest is none other than our beautiful darling princess, Bisi Ojolo. She is a relationship and a marriage therapist, and she's right here in our midst, as we've always loved her to be. You're so much welcome once again.
I love that look. Let me clap for you again, because and happy new year to you. I'm supposed to say happy new year.
Happy many beautiful celebrations, and happy belated birthday wishes. January 3rd. We love you. We wish you the very best, and we pray the Lord will continue to do many more things to you.
Academy that you just. In fact, it was like you shot yourself out.
Yeah, you know, it's beautiful sometimes. It's beautiful. It's like she's not looking renewed.
That's what I said. With all that, you're still maintaining.
She's looking renewed and refreshed. So it's all good.
Welcome to the show. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
And
so
good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me once again. I'm delighted to be here.
okay, so we'll be opening the phone lines, but not now. Okay, so keep your text messages coming in while we're talking. We're only taking text messages, no calls. Text messages, because we know many of you will have questions after this particular edition. So let's just keep the text coming, okay, on the number on your screen. Now, what does tolerance mean in the context of marriage? What does it really mean? What does it stand for? And how can couples come together to work and develop their, their personality to be able to marry that relationship that is called marriage in the name of tolerance?
Once again, thank you. I'm happy to be here this morning. Tolerance in marriage, I would say tolerance is the ability of one partner. So when I'm saying one partner, that means it's either both of them, the man, the woman, to accept, to understand, right, to respect, to celebrate, let me put that, the individuality, the values, the differences of the other person. Now, why that? They are both from different backgrounds. I sometimes usually tell people, even twins that came through the same placenta, they still have their differences. There will be issues, there will be conflicts, there will be a lot of things that, will come. Let alone talking about people who came from two different backgrounds, two experiences. The habit will be different, the character will be different. Where they come from, we form a lot of things about the way they deal with situations. So tolerance is your ability to be able to accept those differences, which is actually their uniqueness, their peculiarity, and their individuality. Now, not you forcing the other person to be who they are not, or to be you. Because if care is not taken, in marriage, you might tend to be like, oh, because I'm coming from this particular place. Because a lot of people don't think what form the way they behave, the way they talk, their character and everything is their background. Do you understand? So you might want your partner to behave like you or to be you. So tolerance makes you understand that we are different, though we are together. We may think together, we don't think alike. It's not possible. That's togetherness in marriage. You can think together, but there is no we would think alike. There will be, especially even your gender differences will come in. Of course. Do you understand? Yeah. So the way, and they would say men are logical, women are emotional, and all those things will come into. So that is tolerance for you. Tolerance makes you merge all those things. You say, okay, because I understand that he is who he is, I am who I am. There will be differences. There will be times you say things I probably don't like. Then I need to look at, you know, the better side of those, and then accept the person and celebrate them for who they are, not who I want them to be. Not trying to change the person to who they are not in the process.
So how do they develop?
How can they develop it? Yeah. Now the first thing is, you know, I use something in my definition, understanding that fact exists. Because we have couples who don't even know. Ignorance is not an excuse where knowledge is available. Do you understand? Right. So when you know that this person tends to be different from the way I am, I have a sister, I have a brother, we are not even thinking alike, or at times we do things that I would say, oh, are we sure that we are from the same father or mother? Let alone someone coming from a different background. So the first thing is you should have an understanding. You should be compassionate and empathetic enough to accept that reality and see how you can help your partner see things the way they are seeing it. Even if what the person in is not right, you don't invalidate their feelings. You allow them to be who they are. Now, in the process, you can communicate. That is why you're able to communicate better. You know, that's why through communication, when you build good communication system, you're open, you're honest, you're vulnerable. When you're communicating, it helps with a lot of things. So to develop it, understand that thing, then celebrate the process of whatever is happening. You know, human beings, we are selfish in nature, in the sense that we take person. So because of that, and the particular thing we feel this is the way it should be, a lot of people don't even want to consider their partner, right? So we need to understand that you celebrate that the differences in the two of you to make things better.
Celebrate the differences in the two of you to make them. But I want to ask, what the important communication? You know, sometimes we say communication is important, communication is key, and sometimes when people say, how important is communication when it comes to the place of tolerance? You know that human beings have different characteristics. A lot of them might be in place where they don't have, prefer to shut in there and just be there, and maybe allow that time face up before they could even mention it. It's long past, and over time you discover that the person has gotten to that stage of I can no longer take this. So what's the role of communication, and then how important is this in a healthy relationship? Should we appreciate or embrace sitting down to talk critical matters, sitting down to say you did this thing, I don't like it, this is how I feel, or you just want to tolerate everything and buckle up because you don't want to speak out?
Okay, let me say this. When I talk about toleration, of my definition, I didn't say you should abusive traits. Okay. I don't even want to say character. Let me say traits. You're saying it like just a pinch, like a pinch of, or you're saying it. No, you don't tolerate it. So once it is abusive, you don't tolerate abuse, right? Now, the place of communication. Communication is the life of every relationship, not just marriage. So the moment couples can't communicate, there are issues. Now, let me use this as an example. Sincerely, I only talk in places like this, in place of assignment. Normally, naturally, I'm very quiet. But I believe if you have a partner who is a partner indeed, like there are things love make us do, right? That's why I said vulnerability. And nobody has an excuse to tell me because I don't stop or I don't know how to communicate. It's a skill, and any skill can be learned. Do you understand? So you can learn how to communicate. We have verbal, we have non-verbal, we have principles. I have a book, The Building Blocks of a Biblical Woman. I have about 20 principles of effective communication in that book. There is something we call principle of first response. You're trying to say something and your partner is bringing to be defensive, but because you have what you want to do, you stay on your matter. So we have you can learn it. So there is no excuse to say I don't know how to talk. Just natural. Because what is happening is just that they will say, oh, I'm keeping it inside a cooler. It's not like you're offended when those things happen. And so you remember, and that's why we have a lot of people, especially women. Some women, they have diary where they write things.
Yeah.
I was counseling with a couple. Yes, I'm telling you.
That's very true.
You know, and they'll give timing.
It's quite funny. This woman, she did not have a diary, but the memory,
very sharp.
She was telling me, ma, the mother sat here in our. She was out the family, the way they sat, they came to talk to her and everything. I'm telling you, and she told us the date and everything. I was like, oh, this is serious. So it shows that you were offended. Why not discuss it? Understand the place of, we have people, and that is why I tell couples. I was somewhere in Laro on Saturday. I told them, understand each other's love languages, understand each other's temperament. We have a temperament that will not people, introverts, they won't talk immediately. Right? But the wise one, they won't bottle it. The moment they feel, okay, I want to, they talk. Do you understand? So you should give that to yourself. Oh, you might not be able to be one that when things are happening, wants to talk immediately. Or it's not that you want to fight your spouse. So once you know you can, then you say, oh, this thing that happened, so for next time, then we sort it out.
Because there are lots of people that they communicate through text message. Something like me, I can send you a long text message. I feel like that's the only way I can express myself. Like if I see you, I might look at your emotion, your countenance, and not say it the way
you know the way.
But if I'm typing or I'm sending,
you pour out your heart.
I will give you everything. Then allow you read it, digest it, then come back to me. Let's start having that conversation.
I would rather want to pour it out immediately.
Do that in their marriage.
I would rather want to just let you know the way I feel.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So you pick your phone. Something happens today. You left. Papa, you say. If we also get to a stage, once you see the this one is not serious.
She's typing again. she's typing again.
When you are ready, we'll talk. But then let me say this. That's why I talk about understanding. If you have a spouse who understands that this is who you are, they can help you talk. In the sense that even he's seen the time and you have started a pistol again, it will come to you, okay, what is it? You understand? So that's why we need to understand ourselves, to understand it, because for how many years in that marriage you keep writing a pistol, like if you now take it away from your WhatsApp, maybe you put it in a Word document, maybe it will be like 20 pages, and they might be like, Jesus,
that's a lot of effort. It's a lot of effort, really. Really, it's a lot of effort.
It's about the tolerance too. You get to a stage where you say, okay, this is the way you communicate. He will sit you down and talk, okay, what have I done again? No way I talk. Say it anyhow. I won't be offended. Understanding each other.
Okay, now when we look at cultural differences, what are the challenges when we talk about cultural tolerance in marriage?
It's still but understand the culture. That one is even a serious one. You don't speak each other's language. The other person is probably someone that is so into the family, so you travel home, you meet the family, they will talk. You might be offended if they are saying cha 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 cha, and you are
definitely.
Do you understand? And they are not communicating in English, and this is a family. No, there is a way when we see ourselves. We speak and we are happy. But you don't even be able to be okay with it. It's still between the two of you talking about it. And then what have you been building? How has the family taken you since you come into their family? Do you understand? Like, you know that whatever they are saying, they are not gossiping about you. They only communicated the best way they could.
But I want to chip in this. In a situation whereby you know your husband's family, you're only married to your husband, but the relationship between you and the in-laws are not there. What kind of tolerance do we call that? Then how healthy is that through you personally coming into that family for years, over 10 years, 15, 20 years? How healthy is that? That's why I'm coming with that cultural differences and the challenges.
Thank God, I think we have, is it more singles being wise? I don't know, at least we have someone right. That's something I tell people. In the place of in-laws, right? In-laws relationship is tactical and technical, and you can't do away with it. And you should understand that in Africa, not just African side, I think generally world over, we are communal in nature. So even if he is telling you, this Yoruba is the person we went to the market with or something that we should look at, leave the noise of the market.
The market.
Right? You should understand that you are marrying everybody. So they want to deal with you. But they are your family. Now how do you now deal with all these things? It's not healthy. I will come to the place of say, there are a lot of things a wise man, especially if it is the wife, it's always the wife and the mother, right?
Yes.
A wise man should know that it's now in your place not to allow your wife face whatever thing she needs to face. And so the question Lori has to still boils down to the fact that it's not the lady's thing to fight for whatever, it is the guy. Even if it were to be the man too with our own family, it should be our call. Understand? Because I know my family more than how many, probably, even if it is 10 years we've been married, in just 10 years, I've been with them for over 30 years, over 20 years. I know them better than you do. So I should be able to do some things to curtail their excesses, right? So in the place of the lady to the in-law, it should be the guy, where anywhere you know that they might want to even do things you don't like, you would have protected him before it gets into that place. That's the way it should be. It's affected emotionally. She comes back home, so she will pounce on you because you are closer to her. Transfer of aggression and whatever it is that they've done to her. So it's better the man stands in his place, which is the way it's supposed
to be.
That is even for any any in-law matter in marriage with daughter-in-law, mother-in-law, sister, to allow her face all those things because they will think, oh, she's rude, she's all those things.
Just start bringing out all the
sometimes you feel like when you have a woman with a very strong will coming into that family, everybody look at her like, oh, she wants to come and control the whole thing, she wants to take charge. But can we say there is a limit to tolerance, and can too much of tolerance be unhealthy in a relationship? Now, keeping aside abuse and this thing, there's how somebody would do something to you, you just want to ignore, and then the other person feels like the more you're ignoring, the more it's taking it for granted, not knowing that you are just trying to just be. Some of us will say, oh, we can tolerate anything. But I still feel like there is a point you would not want to tolerate that anything. So can too much of tolerance become unhealthy for couples?
Right. So too much, can we tolerate too much in marriage? See, if it is reciprocal, right, it won't be too. You don't say it as too much, and it depends on whatever you're tolerating. And that's why I said earlier about you saying if it is not abuse now. Then if it is not abuse, that's why the first thing I tell people, if you are emotionally intelligent, you know limit to some things that will affect you.
That's true.
That's why I say emotional intelligence is a beautiful, is it a skill or whatever everybody should have.
Should have and learn it.
Yes, if you're emotionally, you know there is limit to everything in life, right? So if you're saying I'm tolerating something, what are you tolerating? And that's why I said something earlier. It has to be those differences that they are not affecting your values, right? If your value, I think that is still abuse.
This is it. When I said let's leave abuse out, now you live in a house where you want everywhere sparkling clean.
Okay.
You want your toilets clean.
Okay.
Why are you? You are reading them. I don't even want to use that. I wanted to use that.
We sleep. We want to wake up to a very clean
environment,
and you want to use the restroom and it's clean,
and
partner that
do things nonchalantly. Not minding, not even in that direction that somebody has put it in place. So how do we deal with that? We need to go for a break.
You used is on my mind, right? But just
so answer it.
Okay, let me say
before we go for a break.
Some things are okay. The toilet thing. I have seen people, even myself. When you flush and I can see my teeth.
It's beautiful.
When you, after having your bath, I don't want to see anything
so
smell
on the wall, the towels.
And, yeah. But if it happens, will anything happen to me if I flush it?
Okay.
Will anything happen if I clean it?
That is the tolerance we are talking about. Right. So Joy is quiet now.
I love my toothpaste. I'm talking about, see, there is something, I say this a lot to people. We call something annoyances, and we call some things major problems. You see this toilet thing, wall thing, he loves the toothpaste he takes, or she does it from
Let me see it clear.
I want it to be clear down, and so when I'm doing it's free down, but then he or she is not personal to me. They are not so serious that they can kill anybody, right? if I press on the needle and you come, it really kills you.
It won't, but some will say it can. It can what? It can what? Let her complete it.
It can do what?
It can what? It can discourage you. You
I can get to that point where one day I'll just
get you, pissed off.
It is to you.
Okay.
But your partner,
Your partner is not that serious.
Hey, yeah.
It's not like something that will kill you. It's not like, what are those values?
You've heard it.
Major values that they are not negotiable. I will never compromise this for anything, right? But even if you are telling people you will and the color is still there, something is happening in my house. I'm that kind of person, but I might not talk. With my children, I'm doing it. When we are eating, we eat together. So we go to my house and we eat together. But there is a way I grew up eating. I started using hand. I don't fuck and and all those things. But then I use them now. But even with the hand, I can only use 3. If I use my hand, will be paining me. The fingers will be paining me.
Seriously.
So my children, I will tell them, when you're eating, be neat. And children, they must be there.
That's not. They will have
but know something is happening, because whenever any little thing on the table, I must clean before we continue. My son and my daughter are dating, and I don't like it again. Because I don't like when they stand up from where they are eating. They might stand. Yes, they have. Mommy, see, a little soup is on that table. I said, then leave it. That's why he said, no. He will not continue until that thing is cleaned.
He's not becoming expensive.
And they learned this thing from me.
Oh my God.
That serious? No. But okay, major issue.
It's not that serious. You are the one finding it annoying, but it is not. Okay, you don't need to get yourself worked up or get pissed off.
With time, we have spouses that with time, when they see that probably you're not happy and it might cause a lot of issues, little by little they begin to change. What about my husband and Vivian? We put on to pack. What is the wahala? What if he's tired?
Okay.
A lot of us, we mother our husbands and love our children. Meanwhile, you're meant to love your husband and
your children.
Okay. You love your husband and mother. Not as a mother, mother your children. It's time for us to go for our break. The time for break is really here, and we need to take a word on marble. So just stay tuned. If you want to call, the number is on your screen, but make sure your text message is most important because of clashing calls. So let's take a word on marble. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Talking about tolerance in marriage. Start from that relationship. Don't tolerate and hide your your personality anyway. But it's better for you to start to understand better. And if there is need for you to discuss, talk about it before the marriage comes in. You still have room to, lay all that you want to bring out and let him know how you feel, how she feels, how he feels. Let's talk about it. And like I guess said, you need to stop murdering your husband and loving your children. It's time to love your husband and mother, mother, the children that you're supposed to mother. We've been talking with our own darling BC Ocholo. Okay, she's a relationship and a marriage therapist. I want your text message. The number is on your screen, 08030 36856. Send in your text message. I see some are trying to call me. I won't take your calls now, but I want text message first. So send me a text message, then I'll open the line for calls much later. But we need to finish this discussion with our darling BC. And so I believe that Joy has a question.
Yes, I do. Because you see this tolerance thing here. Now, what are the biggest of obstacles when it comes to tolerance in marriage? Aside what I mentioned and looking at individuality, looking at family background, I noticed that even with siblings, sometimes one person has a higher level of tolerance than the other. Every little thing becomes very irritating. Every little thing. And then there are some people that love perfection. They just want, if they come, I kept this thing, let me meet it. For no reason would you move it out. So what are those obstacles, that can hinder tolerance, that can make somebody feel like, see, after people divorce because of toothpaste and minor issues, that's why I'm not looking at the big things, I'm looking at those minor things inside the house that we deal with every day. So what are those obstacles that can hinder or affect tolerance?
You know what? It's not level of tolerance. It's a level of immaturity. Maturity. Level of immaturity. The more mature will be more tolerant. The more emotionally intelligent will be more tolerant. Because as you have said, no, sincerely, maybe we should dissect. Maybe I will learn here too. Let's dissect it.
Yeah.
What is special about toothpaste that this thing you are saying? Sincerely, it was already before you said it, because why? I've had to deal with issues like that. So.
And
the lady was like, no. See, the issue of the toilet thing, that one said was even sending the husband back home, like, oh, because I think she came from a more, wealthy sort of. And Yoruba, there are some, the way Yoruba
words,
some
that you know,
but
like
the way she sent the guy was like, since where he's coming from is that bamboo toilet they use, bathroom,
oh
and
my
you will
God.
understand.
Oh my God.
No one wants to say that in Yoruba. The man wants to enter the ground. That was how he said it to her. She said it to her husband. And by the time we were talking, I analyzed it. She was like, oh, she didn't know. But because of where she says we can't, it's not because that is where our toilet, the way we can. So that's the limit. Not because it's the limit. It is because people, even before a lot of people entered into that marriage, they don't have understanding of basic things that make marriage work. I'll keep saying it. Toothpaste, the shoe thing, the sock thing, can I shock you? I told you about eating before. My husband, when we got married, sorry babes, when we got married, is this person that will eat solo and you will see and the finger
on the plate.
But this is me that
it's always been fork,
right? But I want to use hand with you. My hand is 3. I did not talk. Why? I'm not saying I'm mature, but to the glory of God, I had the understanding of a lot of things. So I knew after, I remember first I looked at that thing.
I know, see the way he's chewing, he said.
I just looked like,
oh my God,
inside the plate.
Okay,
it's from that,
let me ask one of the questions you have, because I'll be taking it and I want to be back with it. Good morning. How can someone inculcate the habit of tolerance with a partner that lack understanding?
That's the problem. The partner lacks understanding.
So how do you inculcate tolerance?
No, to inculcate tolerance in a partner that lacks understanding. If these things are not serious issues that will affect you, continue to tolerate them, but then you will still need to sit and talk. Before the person saying lacks understanding, it might be what they are doing. If these things are affecting you, need to talk about it. And let me say something. Madam Joy said something the other time. We have people that you are even doing the thing. You're someone that when you go, you want to say it clear and everything, and you will do. It's the same thing. Especially first time mothers are my postpartum discipline. I tell them something. You get to a stage you feel you've been doing this thing, accepting some things, and it keeps happening. And it won't kill anybody. You might leave it.
Leave it.
There are times those hard things might be the solution to what you have been doing. It's affecting you. They are not understand, depending on what it is, because this person is saying, but depending on, it's affecting, and they are not understanding. And if you leave it, it won't affect anybody. It won't, not that so serious that you can just leave and let's watch. Maybe you watch for a while, the person still they did not see it as anything. You do again or you accept it again, but it's time to talk. And when you're talking, see, let me say something, especially if he's a man, there is a place when you're talking to a man, let him see the benefit for him. If you're making it me this, he will see it as the hair, so it's really all about you here. If you're saying it's even about your health now, you know you have to, and they say prostate issue is this. You know all those things.
How you garnish.
Nobody won't die.
Nobody won't die. Everybody won't go heaven.
Exactly.
Okay, now.
Garnish the thing and make it
I
feel like
get
you even care about him more than
You
yourself.
know?
I'm telling you. Mainly on that thing has been saying, yeah, easy for me to be easy. Because the moment he wants to do that thing, remember that, oh, I might buy
If I just let this thing go like that.
It might not be instant, then it won't be instantly, but little by little you will see changes.
Okay, so how can external pressures test one's tolerance in marriage? External pressures, either from the husband side or from the husband side, or even from your career, your profession, your business. How can it, test one's tolerance in one's marriage?
Now, external.
And what do we have to do
I
to be able to?
When we're having issues in marriage, I don't like to hear what is affecting us at the external things. Now, if they are external, that's why two has become one. See how we can help ourselves so that these things will not weigh us down. Because once anything external is affecting one person, it affects everybody. It affects the marriage itself. So if it is external, it's a place of the other person understanding what that pressure, what that stressor, because that is a stressor now. And anything stressor will affect you, not physically alone, but emotionally. And when people are affected emotionally, you can see someone's wound here, but the wound of the other body
it's so fragile.
Exactly. So that's why the other person is there to help. We are helpers, we between each other. So you sit down, see what is happening. That's why it's always good to be sensitive whenever there is a change in your partner. You know the way this other person behave normally, and she just come or he just comes home and something is off. You're asking, is there's not, especially women, we don't want to talk immediately with nothing. But you know there is something. You press that a little, there is nothing. See what you can do around the house to make the house, habitable and no tension, no internal tension now for them until the person is able to open up. Okay, maybe you make sure, is it because of this? Maybe she has even mentioned something. It might be, especially men that probably don't want to talk at times. You might have mentioned that, do you know that this other person that they just brought to the office now is doing something and this thing is doing in passing. He didn't tell you the reason that it's affecting him, but for him to have mentioned
Can I please take this call? Hello, good morning. You are calling.
Maybe it's because, and so just all of a sudden at that time now started behaving somehow and is affecting your marriage. You might want to ask, is it because of this particular person? So how can they help themselves? It is to understand that external stressors.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
My name is Mary. I'm calling from Abuja.
Okay, Mary, I'm from Abuja. So what's your question? We're talking about tolerance in marriage.
Okay, my question is, without love, there can't be tolerance in marriage. So, how can we develop love in marriage that will involve tolerance?
Okay, how can we develop love in marriage that involves tolerance? Okay, Miriam, I guess we'll attend to your question. Thank you.
Without love, there is no marriage. And I wish people can understand love. And that's why till tomorrow, love is not enough. No,
It is not.
love is enough.
Seriously.
The part of love that is not enough is your feeling. That butterfly in your tummy.
That is not enough.
That is not
Because that butterfly itself is not even love.
not
not
even
love.
love.
It is what you're saying. I'm saying that Olori is beautiful. I feel like snatching the glasses away. I feel like taking a lot. You understand? And so because of that whole C shape, see this and everything. And the lady will say, You know, I remember back then you ask them what, and they say, that feeling that makes you want to do
Anything,
anything.
you know, go the way.
And are madly in love. If you're madly in love, you'll be mad inside the marriage.
Oh my God.
Do you understand? So don't tell me there is love. But do you understand what love is? We have love as that feeling, you are right. We have love as a choice. We have love as a person. Now, is it Greek or Hebrew, this thing of love, say, where we see this filial, and we have thought, we have mania, we have, it's like,
hello, sorry,
it
comes with understanding. Hello, good morning, where are you calling us from? Good morning. Okay, your question, quickly.
Ma, please, you forget that there is love. There is no love. There is no love.
Okay, understand.
There is no love. But now, these men, they treat their wife very well. So there is no love.
Okay.
Never that there is love. That the person is lying.
Okay. So you heard that from Ketu, said there is no love. Is it true that there is no love?
There is love, 101%.
And see, let me say something.
Because it's failing on your side does not mean that it's not working somewhere else.
I'm a lady here. We hear this from a lot of ladies. See, how come you marry someone that is beating you in marriage? I'm sorry for saying that. I could be brutal at times during counseling,
yes,
therapy.
yeah.
Because the truth is,
it's
all
always
these ladies, the guy was beating them before marriage.
Yes, now, and they knew it.
A lot, of course, and they will be telling you what they want is actually for you to pray for the guy because they know he's the devil.
He was going to change.
And I will change. Because I love him. And so by the time I'm counseling, saying, no, I love him. Now you not get to marriage. If he's beating you in a relationship and he's buying you shawarma,
what else do you expect?
When you get married, he will buy coffee for you.
Yeah, now, yes, now he'll do more.
There is love, ma'am. The person that just called. But you know, we have, and that's why I don't like all this keep my identity on social media. Because every advice, yes, you're getting advice, not counsel. Every advice they will give you on those platforms will be from their broken souls. Because we have a lot of wounded
lions who pretend as if everything looks nice.
And I've seen a case, sincerely, a lady came for counseling, and I remember seeing it because sort of when you feel a form and I want you to put your social media handle. So I check your track record. And I remember seeing something on the platform where she was advising wrongly. And what does that say? You know the response, that's what they want, and that was why she gave the advice. But this is someone trying to save her own marriage. I understand.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Where are you calling us from?
I'm Bumi, calling from Lagos.
Okay, so quickly, Bumi, your question or your contribution.
I want to ask about this tolerance. My husband did he had been impotent, and as I'd like to go for checkup, he never bothered, he wasn't moved, and it's affecting my marriage. In the relationship has been affected. I don't know what to do. What should I give tolerance?
Stay tuned. Thank you for calling. Okay, that's the last call and message you receive for today. That's your last question. Okay, so
it's a serious matter.
Yes.
The issue of marriage, I mean, sex in marriage is a serious thing.
Very serious.
So nobody would tell you be tolerating that, right? Because we all know that you are married. It's not a matter of I want to go out. You need to be satisfied sexually in marriage. So what I would say, a lot of times I want to say, because I would need background information. I won't just jump on you, do this or do that. If she can call after the